Can you give me your best John Wayne impersonation?
Well, good luck, Pilgrim.
Hello, Pilgrim. Hello, Pilgrim. Yo, Pilgrim. Woo-wee! Thank y'all for joining us on a hot afternoon under the barn. And what are we talking about? Historically correct food. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And what? Rooster Cogburn, also known as the Duke, also known as the John Wayne. So what's going on, Pilgrim? Today we're going to be cooking up some what? Corn Dodgers. Y'all see the movie True Grit? But there was this Chinese cook in there that he called Chin Lee, and he was always making corn dodgers. But corn dodgers were also, even date back before that movie was made, because a lot of the settlers that traveled west, especially along the Oregon Trail, they didn't have a lot of supplies, and they were always moving and always in a hurry, so they would try to cook something sort of simple with what they had, and that was a corn dodger. And folks, I'm gonna tell you today, I'm gonna cook it just like they did when they was in a hurry. Yep, I am gonna cook it on a spade, otherwise known as a shovel. We're gonna make it their version, then we're gonna make it our version, and we're gonna have a good time, we are. Now, to make these corn dodgers, especially in the way that I seen them made in the True Grit movie, Chin Lee just had a pot of boiling water, one of them old tea kettles. It's just really like hot water cornbread is really all it is. But folks, they didn't put no egg in there. They didn't put no milk in there. It's just water, cornmeal, maybe a little hog fat if they had it, and what? A little bit of salt, and that's it. I mean, it was pretty bland, but I really think them things, if you could keep them for very long, you could probably kill rabbits with them, because I'm thinking they're gonna get pretty hard, I really do. But the same thing if they called them, especially in the southeastern part of the United States, corn pone, which was usually, long and skinny like that. And then it's totally different than cornbread, because there's so much more that we have in cornbread. And right now we got 2 cups of water in a stock pot, and you need to bring that to a little bitty simmer. 2 cups cornmeal. Now pour it in there gradually, and I want you to stir it around as you're going so it don't be clumping up really bad. Just keep stirring and mixing. And this is going to look really thick. If you think that it's too dry, or some of your water might have boiled away like mine did, I'm going to add just a tad of water. We want this to where when we get through with it, we'll be able to form a ball out of it. So you can see it's trying to congeal there together. You want to keep stirring it. Just pick it up. See, can you just see? It'll stay right now, so we're pretty close. So let's get that off there. And when you pull it off, don't go to thinking that you're just going to go ahead and start making them, because that'll burn your fingers. I'll meet y'all back over here at the table. Now, before you take that off there, you can add a little salt then, or you can add a little now, because it don't take much. I'm just talking a pinch, and that's all we're going to put in there. We're going to stir this around a little bit. Just keep letting it sit till you know all that moisture is out of there, and run real quick while this is cooling off. Go outside. Get your shovel from the garden or the flower bed. Try to get the excess dirt or cow poop or whatever you got on it wiped off there. But look, I mean, folks, that's flavor right there. You know what I mean?
What are you doing?
I am getting ready to cook like the pioneers. I'm going to cook some corn dodgers in my shovel. It's hot enough today, you can lay them on the sidewalk and they'll cook. So,
Was your shovel dirty?
yeah, but that's just flavor. I think it'll be protein. So, but I'm going to tell you, when they got this out of the wagon, and we're talking about a Conestoga wagon, and there's a lot of difference between a Conestoga wagon and a chuck wagon. They were so much longer. Some of them things measured anywhere from 14 on to 20 foot, and had big, tall bows on them with big canvas, because they had their life's belongings in there. You know, the Conestoga wagon was really made for hauling, for westward travel of settlers, and a lot of times they were pulled mostly with oxen. Later on you begin to see some mules and stuff pull them, but a lot of them were oxen, and these settlers that had these oxen anyway, a lot of them that they were plowing their fields with. But they're so much different than a chuck wagon, because sure, they hauled some kitchen utensils in a Conestoga, but not near like what we take. It's a mobile kitchen is what it was. You know, Charles Goodnight gets the history and the credit for taking place of bringing about the chuck wagon on most of the cattle drives. So it's totally different than a Conestoga. I want you to just see how this is sort of like dough now. Now, you can see.
Like Play-Doh, huh?
Yeah. And you can make them in a ball. You can make them however you want them. I'm thinking in a shovel they're going to cook a little faster if they were more like a biscuit in one way or another. But I'm going to cook mine like the settlers would if they were in a hurry in a shovel. But to get them done a little quicker, and I'm sure they did, mash them just a little. But when you see that, if it cracks, crimp them edges back together and grease your shovel. Now, what do you think they greased it with back then, Shan?
Hog lard.
Hog lard or bear grease. So I got a little bacon drippings from this morning, and we're going to grease our skillet. Just take your corn dodger and let's just put it right there. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'm going to dip a little grease on the top of that and so it'll be there, and I'll meet y'all over at the cooking fire. We'll turn it down on 412 degrees and cook out of a shovel. Down in the coals we go. We're just going to sit right there, find you some hot ones. How long does this cook? Till they're done. Depending on your fire, but like I say, I don't want you to have one of them lapping fires that's just lapping over the top of it. It's going to take that shovel a little while to get hot where this will cook, and don't preheat your shovel because you'll end up burning the bottom of your Dodgers. But in the movie, Chin Lee didn't cook them in a shovel. No, Chin Lee cooked them in a cast iron skillet with just a little bit of hog lard in there and just fried them right there in the skillet and then turned them over. Now, he'd cook a bunch of these, let them cool. John Wayne just put them in his saddlebags, take them with him, because I'm telling you, if you run out of ammunition, these things was next in line. They would have probably had somebody that was in shovel watch mode, so that's what this table is for. And I'm just going to reach down here and see. We ain't got a whole lot going on just yet, but I want them to brown up just a little. Not a whole lot, but they need to brown a little to where they'll stay together when they're done. You seen me as we was going through there, I'd add a little more of that bacon grease around there to sort of get that sizzle, which is going to give you that crust even better on the bottom. You don't have to use a whole lot. Probably I'd say you was cooking them maybe 5 to 6 minutes aside, but it don't hurt to flip them every once in a while, look at them. You burn your little fingers if you ain't careful, because that shovel is some of that hot. But you want to see that crust set up really good on this outside. I mean, it has got some crust to it on both sides. These things is pretty dense. I mean, you could skip across the water with these things. I know why they were so popular in saddlebags, because they ain't gonna crumble up in there.
So I want to know how it tastes.
Well, first I'm gonna break one in half. I have never eat a corn dodger in my life until now. So can I break it? Yes, you can. Now you can see it looks just like cornbread in there, but
A little bland.
it is a little bland.
Well, don't fret about that, Pilgrim.
It's done throughout, because really, when you're cooking it in the water, all the cornmeal really is softened and got done. It's just congealing together as it cooks. But, I mean, if this is what you had, you can make it work. I'm going to go ahead, since these is cool, and I'm going to ask my loyal subjects, who are all fans of John Wayne, if they like a corn dodger. Big says he thinks it'll work. Sadie says she thinks so. Cleta said I've never had one, but I'm thinking it's going to be all right, and there is a schnauzer somewhere. It is 104 degrees here today, right now. And if you're thinking, where's Duke? Duke is the only smart one in the bunch. He is on the couch, all fours up in the air, soaking up the air conditioner. Well, John Wayne, you pilgrim, and also Chin Lee, I want to thank you for inspiring me to make some corn dodgers in the way that y'all sort of put them together. But you know, we got a whole lot more to work with than they did back then, so we're going to make our version of corn dodgers and give it some more flavor. So don't run off and leave me. Rooster Cogburn and Chin Lee would pull up a chair for these, I promise you.
Now I'm cold and hungry and wet and tired and short-tempered. So get on with it.
Well, we started this off the same way, but instead of water, what? We had 2 cups of cow juice. We did. Let it come to that simmer again. Added us 2 cups of cornmeal, just like we did before. Mix it all up really well. Let it congeal a little bit. But what is different? We're going to add a little baking powder to ours right now. We are. Don't take much.
And what's that?
It's going to try to get us a little rise out of there, see if we can't get them to puff up just a little.
So they won't be as dense?
Yes, but also, they had hog lard a lot of times, so you know they must have had a hog. What did they do with that bacon that they had? I done fried me up about 8 pieces and chopped it up really nice. So when you get that bacon mixed in there, add you a little pinch of salt. It don't take much, because remember that bacon is sort of salty anyway. You know, you viewers in the Southeast turned me into a product that I really liked a whole lot, and that was Duke's Mayo. But I found another product that I really like, and y'all have seen me use it so many times. It comes out of a little can that's about this round and it's about this tall, them Hatch green chilies. Well, folks, I found something even better than that little tin can. I did. You know, I found a company named the Fresh Chili Company in Hatch, New Mexico, that gets these chilies right as they harvest them to make this. So why wouldn't you turn on to the freshness, the goodness, the bestest in the whole wide world? Reach in the cabinet, go ahead, throw them cans of green chilies away. This is what I'm talking about. Just so fresh, so authentic. That's what it is. We called them and said, hey, I enjoy this product so much. They want to be a part of this, so they're going to offer you a discount on this. There will be a discount code down there below, and folks, you need to be sure and check this website out and this product, because it is great. Now, I'm going to go ahead. Oh my gosh, smells just like New Mexico, it does. I want y'all to look at that. It is so much flavor in a spoonful of that. I'm not just going to put 1 in there. I'm going to put 2. Now we're going to mix it one more time, try to get all that incorporated. And I'll tell you this too, if you think you would like a sweeter version of a corn dodger, add you some brown sugar or add you some white sugar to it. But we're going to cook these the way Chin Lee and them did in that movie. I'm going to go ahead and just get me a cast iron skillet, preheat it a little, take me some of that there bacon grease and go ahead and get it in there. Probably going to fry them pretty close to about 5 minutes each side, but I want you to look in there. Bacon, green chili, goodness everywhere you go. Cletus, this is mine, not yours. Well, I can already tell you which one I think looks the best. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab this one right here. We're gonna go ahead and pull it apart here. And I love to see them green chilies and that bacon in there, so I'm just gonna start with this bite right here. There is so much difference. I mean, the baking powder did give it a little bit of pop there to where it's not so dense in the middle. But the bacon and the green chilies, I mean, I'm gonna quit making cornbread in the house and just make it like this on a shovel every day. It's so good. We're gonna do the Rooster Cogburn dance. Get out there, Pilgrim. I know what you got going on right there. Shoot you with my 6-shooter, I will. Well, we had a lot of fun today. Hope y'all did too. I hope you learned something. And thank y'all so much, because y'all make a big difference. You make a big difference to me and Shannon, all these pups. Thank you for letting us in your living room, your TV, your telephone, your truck, wherever you might be. Hey, this is good. But I need you to comment also is, what is your favorite John Wayne movie? Now, you can venture off and go plumb over there to where it's not on the Western deal, but I try to keep it Cowboy if I was you.
So what is yours?
Mine is probably The Searchers, and then True Grit. You know, he was in 179 different pictures, I think it was. Let me back up and make sure that's right, because it is a good fact. He was in 179 different film productions, and they were so good, portrayed by a man, I think, who loved country. But as always, it is with great pride and honor that I tip my hats to all our servicemen and women and all the veterans who have kept that flag flying back there. It is a great honor to get to do it. It is. For the rest of you, Come on in here. It's really hot.
Kind of sweaty though.
Hey, I put on some deodorant today. I did. So y'all get in here close. What we talking about? I'm gonna give you a Rooster Cogburn John Wayne hug. God bless you each and every one, and I'll see you down the Corn Dodger Trail.
John Wayne impersonation.
Hey, Pilgrim. It's too hot to cook out here. We should move to Alaska. First, I gotta have a pistol. There's a rat over there. I got a writ for a rat. Where's makeup? I need makeup. I'm hot. You know, I told y'all it was hot today, and I always wear 2 shirts when we're filming in the summer to keep you from sweating through that other one. So, hey, this ain't just your ordinary kitchen when it comes this time of year. This is what you call hot in the kitchen.